You bring in a veteran guy, guys played some ball. He's an extremely intelligent football player. He will be coaching one day. And, I remember making the transition from safety to linebacker. You're trying to figure it out. It's a new position. And Brandon was one of the guys that he understood the front. He understood all the blitzes. He could get everybody lined up. And he was really the quarterback of our defense. When we were rolling back when we were there on defense, we played some pretty salty football. So, I'm expecting that from him. I would assume that he's gotten even sharper over the last 9 years of his pro career. And, he's coming off an injury as well, which is why he's here probably. And he's got something to prove, and he's extremely excited about the opportunity. He'll make an impact Saturday. You'll see it on the field. He'll get some reps, I'm sure, in there at some point, and you'll see it right away. You'll see a guy who understands what he's doing. Even though this is a very complex system, which I've already told him, it's going to be a little different. But it's all terminology at first, and then just going out there and playing ball the way you know it. What the offense running is not going to change. So getting caught up to speed right away, he's doing a great job already. I think when you really want to do something, you're going to get it done first off, and I think that's the case with Brandon. And in terms of the terminology, you come in, you hear something, you're like, okay, what does that mean? It's like, if I say hi, everyone knows what I mean. And then you say hola, well, it's the same as, right? You understand Spanish. So two different ways of saying the same thing. That's the terminology in football. What does this word mean? Hey, this morning he asked me, we were meeting before meetings earlier this morning, he said, hey, what does sync mean? What does curl sync mean? I said, this is the technique in this coverage, and boom. And when I give it to him, I'm sure it's in the bank. Like he's gonna know it. I've asked him right now, he's gonna know it. So just a guy I know he's gonna pick it up fast, and he's gonna help us out, especially with all the injuries. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it was necessary. I think anytime you do something new, obviously there's a transition period. We had guys back there that haven't played, but they were doing an outstanding job throughout OTAs and even going into the preseason, into training camp. Guys were very vocal. You got Landon Collins come in right away. You make him a starter. That means we're going to lean on you to step up and be a vet. And then you bring in Jeremy, a guy who knows the system. Right away, you felt his presence. So we were good, but the injuries are always tough. And that's the hardest part in this game. You can't bank on that. You can't count on that. God forbid someone gets hurt, then it's a mad shuffle to try to make it happen. So the young guys always have to be prepared, knowing that their opportunity is coming and not thinking, hey, well, so-and-so's a starter, he's older, he's a veteran, he's getting paid more. If you have that mentality, you're going to miss your opportunity because you won't see it when it comes. I would consider myself a hitter, and making the transition from college to pros, well, we went back-to-back picks. So we were first-round picks because we were enforcers, because we did hit, because we were violent, within the rules, and having to transition from that, I think is extremely tough, especially at safety. If I was still a safety, I don't know if I can play in today's football. Brandon replaced a guy by the name of Sean Taylor, who, in my opinion, is the best football player I've ever seen, regardless of position. So being an undersized guy, people were saying, well, he's too small, this, that, and the other. We used to call him Little B, and then as he transitioned to a starter, his nickname became Killer B because he literally would take people's heads off. So that's the type of guy you want back there in your secondary. And then he's taking his bruises and hits over the head. Hey, can't hit people like that anymore. And I think 9 years in, he realizes the target area has changed. To my opinion, I think they should flag the quarterbacks for throwing the ball there. Because back in the day, certain routes on certain coverages said I could not throw this seam route because it's cover 4, safety sitting right on top of it. I don't want to get my guy killed. So you wouldn't even think to throw the ball there. So now you throw the ball, guys get hit, they may be hurt, maybe not. You roll around, the flag comes out. Okay, well, it's a good play for the offense, and they know it. So you play to the rules. But I think the onus is more so on the quarterbacks not going to throw the ball. We wouldn't have those collisions, but it is a violent game, unfortunately, and I think